Conversational implicature is another important pragmatic concept, and it can also be very helpful in conducting some critical discourse analysis. If I just explain what conversational implicature is in the beginning, and then we'll see what are its various aspects and how this could possibly be helpful in conducting a successful critical discourse analysis. Conversational implicature is generally assumed to be an inference which is taken by a hearer from a speaker's talk based on speaker's intended meaning, what speaker intends to convey. This is what we generally call an implicature is. For example, if I say there is nothing on at the movies, I do not mean that there is nothing in the movie or there is nothing about the movie. Rather, I only say that there is nothing in the movie which I am interested in. So there is nothing in the movies. I repeat, actually means that there is nothing in the movies which interests me, which is appealing for me. So the same movie can be interesting for any other viewer or watcher of that movie. So we cannot deny that possibility. So implicature is what an inference based on speaker's own intention, or what speaker, in simple word, what speaker intends to convey to the hearer and could possibly be implied from it. For these reasons, Thomas has clarified the difference between implicature and inference. He believes that implicature is based on speaker's own intention, and it is not dependent on listeners or hearers' inference. Rather, it is something which is generated intentionally by the speaker and sometimes may not be understood by the hearer, whereas inference is something which is drawn by the hearer based on his understanding or the evidence available to him from a speaker's talk. So, according to Thomas' classification, a conversational implicature and inference are somehow different things. To calculate an implicature in a conversation, we need to know certain information. Also, for example, we need to know the literal or general meaning of the words which are being used in a conversation or for an utterance in that communication. We also need to know cooperative principle and its maxims, how much they have been followed by the speakers and by the speakers in that communication. Have them been cooperating with each other or not? We would also need to know certain contextual aspects also, for example, the background knowledge on which that conversation is based, or the backgrounds of the speakers, participants they belong to. We would also like to know various other details of the participants which are available to us. So there would still be other factors also. So decoding an implicature, scientifically speaking, may not be that easy or simple. We would require a lot of information to understand an implication or a speaker's intended meaning in a speaker, in a talk. There could be different kinds of conversational implicature, but there are two popular kinds which has been theorized by many pragmatists and has been reported by various studies in critical discourse analysis also. And these popular types are conventional and particularized conversational implicatures. Conventional conversational implicatures rely on the use of certain words which are conventionally used to convey certain meanings. For example, the word but conveys that something which would follow but is again something which has been written before the but or prior to the writing of word but, because but differentiates between what has been written before and what has been written after it. So and this is the conventional implicature, conventional understanding of the word but. Similarly, there are other words of the same nature. For example, there is a word anyway. We more than often when we are communicating in English language, we use this word. And why this word is used? This word is used as a signal to return to the original topic of a conversation. And for example, we are talking about a certain thing, we just get into or slip into a digression, move away from a topic, or just start talking about a small point which is not the major point, and we all of a sudden realize that we are getting distracted. We say, anyway, let's come back to the main point. So anyway is an indicator of coming back to the main point of a conversation. Similarly, the word but, I've already explained, on the other hand, is express contrast, even to suggest something is contrary to expectation, and yet to suggest something will be different at a later time in conversation. So there could be many other such words which can imply certain conventional implicatures. In contrast, particularized conversational implicature, they rely heavily on the context. We need to know contextual details in which a conversation happens in order to dig out this particularized conversational implicature. And this is how, and this is based on what speaker assumes the hearer will search for the relevance of what is said. So in order to find this particularized conversational implicature, a hearer will have to find out various, as I said earlier, contextual details and the relevance of what is said in that particular context. Without finding the relevance in that particular context or its relation to the overall objective or goal of a communication, probably any hearer would fail to find a particularized implicature. For example, just have a look at these two statements here. These are taken from a conversation. Participant A says, "You are out of coffee." Probably participant A is at a shop and a shop which has run out of coffee. Coffee is finished in that shop. So that's why participant A say, "You are out of coffee." And the B, who possibly is a shopkeeper, would say, "Don't worry, there is a shop on the corner, so you can find coffee from another from another shop which may be around the corner." A derives from B's answer that they will be able to buy coffee from the shop on the corner. So such implicatures are usually called particularized conversational implicature, which rely heavily on context and the understanding of the hearer. In short, we can summarize here that various kinds of implicatures can be an important tool in critical discourse analysis, because in critical discourse analysis we also have to understand others' intentions, their intended meaning, by following the clues in their conversation. Those clues may be conventional in terms of linguistic indicators, and those clues may be related to certain contextual details which are a case in particularized conversational implicatures. So here we can say that implicature can be an important tool in conducting a deep critical discourse analysis of a piece of any popular communication or piece of political discourse.